Well, baseball fever is not just confined to Toronto and Detroit this weekend. The Tigers, where the Tigers and the Jays are battling it out for supremacy in the American League East. It's also sweeping Windsor, where many out-of-town Jays fans are staying between games.
Emotion at Tiger Stadium in Detroit is at a fever pitch high this weekend, but a lot of that emotion and baseball fever is spilling over into Windsor. Thousands of Blue Jay fans are lining up the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel just before game time. They're spending money in Detroit on tickets, but they're filling hotels in downtown Windsor. Between games, many Ontario baseball fans head back to Canada, where their Canadian money goes further in hotels, restaurants, and bars. How much do these fans spend on a weekend of baseball?
I'd say about $100 each for 2 days down here. $8 on tickets and the rest on accommodation and refreshments.
I don't know, what was it, about a 12-beer trip? Easy. 12-beer trip, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, a great trip down.
After spending all that money, it's not surprising that baseball fans are switching from expensive steaks to less expensive foods such as raw cat meat and poultry. But while in Detroit, eating is a luxury reserved for those Jays fans who aren't eaten first. Despite the abuse, they say it's worth it.
Detroit Tiger fans a little rough on us last night out in the bleachers section. Had a little, just about everything thrown at us, from food to ice cubes to whatever they could find. See what I mean?
In Windsor and Detroit, Rick Walker, CKCO-TV News.
Steve's here. It's time now for a post-mortem on what happened to the Jays today.
Exactly. What a nail-biter at Tiger Stadium, and what a heartbreaker for the Toronto Blue Jays. It took 12 innings before the Detroit Tigers were able to down the Toronto Blue Jays 3-2 this afternoon. The two teams went into the game tied for first place in the American League East. The Jays sent Mike Flanagan to the mound. The Tigers countered with Jack Morris. The Jays had a number of chances to win it, but they just couldn't put anything together. Here are the highlights. The first inning action, runners at the corners. Rance Molyneux flies out to right, but Nelson Lariano tags up and scores from third base. The Jays are out in front by a score of 1-0. In the third inning, the Tigers' Bill Madlock, you see it in just a second, he tags this one to left. Mike Heath scores from second base. That tied the game up at 1. Fifth inning action, Nelson Lariano drives a grounder to right, center off Jack Morris. We'll see it in just a second. Here we are, Nelson Lariano, a grounder to right. Manny Lee scores all the way from second base. The Jays go out in front by a score of 2-1. In the Tigers half, Mike Heath with a double to right scores Tom Brookins, who was on second due to a throwing error by Manny Lee. The game is all tied up at 2. In the seventh, with 2 runners on, 2 out for George Bell, but Bell hits into a forced play. It is still tied up. A great chance for Bell to do something there, but fell just short. Now to the 12th inning, base is loaded for Detroit. Alan Trammell hits a shot that goes between the legs of Manny Lee. The runner scores from third base. That gave the Tigers the victory by a score of 3-2, the final. And that's all we have for sports tonight. Back to wrap it up right after this.
To the regular season's final day.
And the Jays back at it again tomorrow.
Must-win situation. If Toronto was to win tomorrow, they will force a playoff game Monday. If the Tigers win, they will win the American League East crown. And later tonight, we will have interviews from both locker rooms at Tiger Stadium.
Man, what a difference the weeks make. We were so happy last weekend. Thought they had it all wrapped up. Tony, the weather tomorrow for the Jays.
Well, cold tonight, not too bad tomorrow. A little bit better temperature down in Detroit. Also for us, highs of 12 tomorrow with partial sunshine.
Okay, thank you very much, fellas. You will see us again at 11:20 tonight with the Ontario Report. That's right after the CTV National News. Bye for now.